Alright, so I'm here to review the laundry pod I just bought off Amazon recently for $100. Green color, obviously, and we're going to see how it works. I've already used it once before, about 3 of these loads, and problems I've noticed, one is the plastic shavings. Some people have said they've noticed it inside the actual lid compartment, but I've just noticed on the outside that it started to strip a little of the plastic because it is just plastic on plastic, which kind of sucks, but it's a cheap design of this. Also as well, right here on the little handle, it's starting to strip down as well. What I did was do a couple of drops of oil. Well, I used this one called Tri-Flow, which I use on my bike's chain. A couple of drops on each side in this little slit. And I'm about to put a couple of drops here and see that hopefully helps out a little bit to reduce any plastic on plastic shavings here. Okay, so we'll get to my load of laundry. Let's see what we can get in here. Pair of boxers. Let's see, a shirt. Another boxers. Let's see, I got another shirt. Couple of socks. A shirt. Let's see how that fits in here so far. Probably fit a couple more things because it's going to damp down with the water. We'll do a couple more socks, a couple more boxers, maybe another pair of boxers here. My cassette boxers. Ladies, come down. Alright. Alright, so this hose I have here was actually came off a Panda washer that broke on me pretty quickly, but I just kept the hose here and it came convenient because that's how I'm going to pour my water in here. And I usually do a hot water for cleaning, so I can't do this with 2 hands. Alright, so I'm going to put my hot water in here just off to the side. Got the basket full. It's closed. Got that going, and I'm going to use Purex. That matters. I don't care. Use whatever detergent you want. I'd probably recommend liquid over the powder just so it dissolves easier. So we'll get that going, then I'll show you y'all the next step. Alright, so right now it's filling up with hot water, and you just need very little detergent, just like a teaspoon almost, just barely any in there, because it's really going to soap up, especially if you use concentrated liquid as this is. So once all the water is in there, I fill it up a little bit more than halfway just so you get some air also going in there so the water can move. But go ahead and make sure all your clothes are damped in the water. I'm about to close the lid and then start the rotation process here. Alright, so I got the lid closed, and now you just basically start rotating the handle. I like to go a little bit on each way, so go this way first. And strength-wise, I mean, you don't need to be pretty strong to do this. I mean, I don't know, anyone who, I guess, who could bowl can probably just kind of clean this pretty easily. So I go that way, and I'll just go the other way, get kind of a different motion, momentum going, make sure all sides of this stuff is getting clean. And it's recommended 2 to 3 minutes, but I don't know, I think 2 minutes is pretty good, just depending on what you're washing, how dirty they are. So after that first cycle of spinning, you can see things get pretty soapy in there. So something's obviously getting agitated. Too bad you can't see what exactly is going on in there. But I think it's washing pretty well. I've already used this once, and everything came out pretty clean, and smelled pretty clean. So I'm guessing it's working, but we'll see from here. I just finished doing the washing cycle. You can see how things got pretty soapy just off a little bit of soap I put in there. So the next step is to get the little drain tube out here, which is really cheap, just a plastic tube. Put that in whatever sink or bathroom that you're using, and then try to point it down so it doesn't splash in the face. Turn this little knob and just drain out all the water. Well, it's supposed to drain. I don't know what's going on. Oh, I forgot. I put a little nozzle at the end of this. This is basically the end of a chapstick head, and it worked pretty well just as a cover, as a nozzle. I thought that'd be helpful just because you know you might forget, and you start draining, or you start filling water and it's draining inside the the machine, or not the machine, but the plastic bin itself. It could be a common mistake, especially if you're drinking like me over here. But just pop out that little thing, and there goes the water. So just wait for all that to drain. This does take a while. I wish the drain hose was thicker or more drain spots inside the actual bin here, but I guess that's one thing for future pods out there in the future. Alright, now all the soapy water's done. The next step is just the rinsing cycle. Basically the same thing, but just no soap. So go and add water there. I usually do this with cold water just because you don't really need the hot water to really wash out anything. But one thing I do is kind of rearrange the closing in there, just so, while you're rinsing it's just going to still be washing a little bit, so kind of get everything mixed up and try to get everything washed best as possible. Alright, so make sure you turn your little knob over here to shut off the hose, the draining hose, and now you're filling up to your rinsing water. I'm using cold water because I don't see any reason to use hot water anymore. I'm using this little hose, like I said, I got from a Panda machine that broke on me, but I guess you usually just do like a pitcher or just a big glass of water, kind of do this job. But this seems pretty convenient for me, but I'm sure you can buy this too, like a Home Depot or something for like 5 cents or something, but that's just what I'm using. And again, put the lid on, do your little snaps in here, and then start spinning, get all the extra soap out of there. And I usually rinse twice. I don't know, I guess you might be able to do it once, but I want to make sure there's no soap on my clothes, so I'm going to do it twice. So basically the same thing as a washing, but maybe not as long. You probably only do like a minute of this, because I think it can take too long to get all the extra residue off. Okay, so I finished my second rinse, everything went good. So now you can actually dry off a lot of the rest of the excess water just by doing, just by spinning it really fast. And you can kind of hear and see the water coming out. Kind of hard to keep stable while you're doing this, but it just helps get some of the excess water out. That's good enough, because I'll show you what I do with my dryer over here now. Alright, time to get all the clothes out, and for drying I use the Nina Soft by the Laundry Alternative. So you get all my wet clothes and go ahead and just put it in there, try to put it around the edges first, try to make it as balanced as possible. A little bit more there. Kind of hard doing this with one hand. And a couple more socks. So put that all in, and to work this bad boy, you just hook it up first. And there's no on button or anything like that. The way it works is you basically just close the lid and it starts working automatically. You can hear it working. Kind of hold it stable at first, because it'll shake on you, but and then you can see all the water just flowing down to the bottom there, and it does extract quite a bit of water. So that's stable now. Put a dish or a pan. I'm using a baking pan because I've been washing more than I bake here lately. And just give that about 2 minutes for it to kind of drain out all the excess water. This machine works really well. I mean, it's definitely worth the buy, in my opinion. And I just forgot to mention, I forgot to put the lid on top of it, which it doesn't really make much of a difference. I guess it's to make sure the clothes doesn't come up, but I've never had that problem. I've made this mistake before already, so put the lid on is the recommended thing, but if you don't, I guess nothing really bad happens anyways. So this is just about done. You can see the water's pretty clear. If it's soapy, that means you probably didn't do such a good job rinsing, so you may want to put the clothes back and rinse it before using this again. But all in all, I believe this Nina Soft works really well. I would definitely recommend it. As far as the laundry pod, it's got some defects as far as the plastic shavings that come apart on the top of the lid here, but if you just use a little bit of oil, I guess I use Tri-Flow, which is used on bikes, chains, and that seemed to work pretty good. I wish it was a little bit bigger, but I mean, I guess is decent enough for how much arm strength you're putting into it. But again, is it worth $100? I really don't think so. I think this little, it's basically just a plastic bin. It should have been more like 40, 50 bucks at the most, but I mean, the good thing is you're not using electricity for this, and it's not going to break down on you as far as you don't like manhandle it. But I mean, all in all, I guess it works pretty well. So that's my review on the laundry pod and the Nina Soft Dryer here. Oh, I forgot, of course, the last thing, just hang them to dry. Once they come off the Nina Dry Soft, they come out kind of damp, like you've just been sweating or worked out in them. But they seem to be dry within like 12 to 24 hours, everything you wash, depending on material. So that's just what I do. Usually I hang up my shirts or boxers, and when I need them again, they're dry, ready for use. Alright, well, thank you for watching. Hope this helps out with laundry pod, or if you want the Nina Soft.